Dear friends of Johannesburg Institute of Advanced Science, I always like to stand in the light, but this is quite bright light. I probably get a tan while I'm giving this speech here, But 3 hours ago, I was sitting in the airplane, and of course I was preparing for this, and now I'm here. I had a fantastic meeting this morning, planning this and seeing this facility, so I'm very exciting. So it's easy to start this speech by congratulating all of us on the launch of the Johannesburg Institute of Advanced Studies. Of course, this is historic, right? Of course it's historic, and you see, I feel that in a good university, every day should be a little bit historic, but some days are more historic than others, so I think that's what it is here today. It's also a little bit of an experiment, but that makes it also more exciting, I feel. And I must say, I had big expectations when I came here, but they have been fulfilled, and more than that. This is a fantastic place. This is intellectual environment. This is for think tanks, so I feel very excited about that. I also understand that University of Johannesburg is your 10th anniversary this year. So, of course, I always brag about NTU is a very successful. I'm a modest man, but I used to brag that NTU is a successful young university. But we are 24 years, so we come a long way. But I think what is important here now is that this ambitious initiative here is taken by two universities that has not collected 800 years of dust. It's two universities, 10 and 24 years, that are going to set the pace for doing something new at the gold standards in the Golden City. I think that is very exciting for us all. And so this is an important milestone for these two universities. And I think it was maybe 1.5 years ago when I met my good friend, Professor Aaron Rensburg, and he visited NTU in 2013 to speak at the World Academic Summit, which we co-organized with the Times Higher Education at that time. We also had, and there we conceptualized the idea of this top-notch institute. We also met here in South Africa 1 or 2 years ago, and South African wine is quite good. So we had a couple of wines after the dinner, and we became more and more creative. And you know that professors, they always talk, and they speculate and things like that. And it ends with that in 99 cases of 100. But this is the last one. Here, look around. This is facts on the ground. We are going to do it. And if I wasn't so academically well educated, I'd say we're going to bloody do it, This is, yeah. So, we both envisage an institute where the world's top thinkers and young, brilliant mind across the discipline, and that is important, across disciplines, can come together to discuss a better future and come up with creative solutions to the world challenges. That is actually what Professor Rensburg said. And I think that is also appropriate that this not only happens in a sort of transatlantic old excellence between West Europe and United States. It's important that it happens in Asia. It's important it happens in Africa, and maybe it's even more important that it happens with Africa and Asia together. I think that has a lot of symbolism in it. So therefore, today, on the 14th of May 2015, as you all know here, it's the year of the goat, right? We have started this, and I'm really to see that these dreams and this creative discussion is coming really true. Africa is one of the fastest growing regions in the world, and I believe that this new institute will serve as an important role as a catalyst and conduit that would bring Johannesburg and Singapore as well as I mentioned, Africa and Asia continents closer together. South Africa and Singapore can act as a bridge between the people of Asia and Africa while advancing knowledge of a brighter future. South Africa has enormously rich natural resources. It also has rich intellectual history. You are the nation that have brought Nobel Prize winners like Sidney Brenner and recent Nobel Prize winner Michael Levitt. On the political level, Nelson Mandela, Desmond Tutu, and so on. And I have a personal story. I remember when Nelson Mandela started, before he really took power, he made his first trip abroad, and he made it to Sweden and Stockholm. That was his first trip he made. And he gave a big talk in a football stadium in Sweden, and that was full. It was like the two top soccer clubs in Stockholm would play each other. Mandela had bigger attraction. And I was happy to be able to shake his hand during this. I went there, and I haven't washed it since then. You know, so I think we have a big chance here to do something unique. And I think important aspects, again, I think Aaron has already said it, is this institute should represent future thinking, interdisciplinarity, relevance, and ambition for the highest level. I mean, if we can put these 4 ingredients into this academic cake, I think we have come a long way. NTU has its own Institute of Advanced Science here. Keiki Pua, its director, is here. We have also a program called Paralimes, which means basically beyond borders. There, Jan Fassbinder is here somewhere, is where we try to really look at complexity issues and interdisciplinary issues. Have been very successful in Singapore. We also work with the Royal Academy of Sciences in Stockholm on something called Molecular Frontiers, and that is to bring frontline science to young people, to make them excited about research. And we all call this for the global dialogue at NTU. And many of us here, Professor Keiki Pua, Jan Fassbinder, and also Dr. Johan Park, who's also here today, and together with Sasha Sender, who was also standing here before, was president of the ETH domain, who was very engaged in these questions as well. And we all are eager to contribute with the rest of the NTU faculty in Singapore. And the faculty at NTU is very international. We're one of the most international universities in the world, with 75% of the professors being international. So this is an interesting aspect. And of course, I mentioned Sasha Sender and myself, and I think we symbolizes this, that this is 4 countries now directly or indirectly involved in this. It is South Africa, Singapore, Switzerland, and Sweden. What do they have in common? All starts with an S. All 4 starts with an S. So that, you know, is a prime requirement now for engagement in this. Now, maybe we shouldn't say that. So, let me just close and let me thank all colleagues here at University of Johannesburg and NTU that has made this come true, that we are here now. And I wish the Institute every success. Gold standards in the Golden City. Thank you very much.
If the 2 presidents or vice chancellors could sit in here. Professor Anderson, if you sit in this seat and Professor Rensburg in that seat, the peace treaty is there. You just open it and you will see a space where you can sign your name. The other bits and pieces, there's no lawyers here, only audiences. Close your eyes, Liam. It has to be signed right there. And the other other bits of witnesses and everything else we fill in. There are enough witnesses here. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, and the next thing that you were asked to do, at least I've been told to move the rabbit. Don't move the rabbit. And the last and final thing I would ask you two gentlemen to do is come up and pull the...
This is getting complicated.
Pull the rabbit.
Sorry, pull the rabbit out of the hat. Pull the rabbit. If you could sign this, thank you very much. Shall we say-
Are you counting to 3?
I will count to 3.
Good.
1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the lounge part of the 3 L's. I ask you please to have lunch here. Enjoy your lunch with us, and please feel free to walk around this wonderful facility.
The University of Johannesburg. Rethink, reinvent.